It's a new thing now to start ahead of time. You know, we are trying to counter the African Nigerian punctuality thing. I thought we were going to start late, but now we are starting ahead of time. So I'm sorry if I tuned in a little bit late. But I would like to thank Boluwaji first for the great honor he's doing to me, asking me to speak at all. I don't even qualify it with a special guest or keynote speaker or anything, but the mere fact that he thought me worthy to be at the launch of his book is a great honor, and I thank you for that. I am a writer myself. I know what it takes to write. I write fiction, but I read a lot of books, autobiography, history, and everything. So I know the amount of work it takes to write. Before you even write, you have to think, dedicate time to thought processes, to think, to read widely. I check the bibliography. You have to read widely to see what people are saying, are thinking about issues. And then you sit down, digest these things, and then think. Think out to yourself. What do you think about this? How is this true? What can I do to push this? What are my own thoughts on what people have said and written? So it requires a lot of time, a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifices, especially now that everybody's tableting. Everybody has a tablet. Everybody has a gadget. Always either checking emails or the Instagramming or TikToking or whatever they do. To have time for intellectual work, for our youth to have time for intellectual work, to do research, and then try and synthesize what has been read and extrapolate, collate. It's humongous. And so I would like to congratulate Boluwaji. And you are talking of reclaiming hope. When I went through the book, I said, lo and behold, we have the hope already for a young man to bring this out. There's hope. There's hope for the country. Anyway, Boluwaji asked me to leverage my experiences as an ambassador. And I would like to start what I'm going to do here now with an experience I had as an ambassador when I was appointed ambassador it was in 2013. I was appointed an ambassador 2013. And I waited a long while for the foreign minister to give me my letters of credence. I kept on reminding her. It was Professor Muliri then. I said, I need to go to Abidjan. When are you giving me the letters to go? And then one day, out of the blue, they called me, said, come, the minister is going to give you and your colleagues your letters of credence to go. And at that place, she now whispered to me, so that was January, I think January 8th or 9th. She said, the president is going to Abidjan. I was posted to Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan. I said, the president is going to Abidjan next week. So receive him there. I said, what? I'm in Abuja and you're just giving me my papers and you're telling me President Jonathan is going to be there in the next few days. Anyway, from the ministry, I didn't get home again. I called my husband and said, meet me at the airport. Meet me at the airport. We are going to Abidjan immediately. So from there, we went to the airport. I called my travel agent. He said, oh, there's a flight going to Accra. You can take it and then find your way. I said, we'll take it. So we spent the night in Accra. And the next morning, we got a flight to Abidjan. Now, as an ambassador, when you get your letter and you get to your country, before you are free to act freely as an ambassador, as an envoy, you have to present your letters to the host head of state. And that could take anywhere between 3 to 6 months, even 1 year. So I was wondering within me, I said, what am I going to do? How am I going to act? President Jonathan is coming and I've not even presented my letters. How am I going to do anything? Anyway, we were sitting in the aircraft there in Accra when I got a phone call from the Cote d'Ivoire Foreign Ministry. I said, Madam Ambassador, where are you? I said, oh, I'm in Accra, on my way to Abidjan. He said, President Ouattara will receive you today. Will receive you today. I said, but I'm not even in Abidjan yet. He said, yes, but you are coming today. I said, yes. He will receive you. Let us know immediately you land. So, cut a long story short, I landed in Abidjan around 10 a.m. And by noon, I had seen the foreign minister. And by 3 p.m., I had presented my letters of credence to President Ouattara. So in the evening, as I was, home in the hotel, I saw myself on TV, local TV, saying, oh, Nigeria has sent a new ambassador in the person of this. She has presented her papers to President Ouattara, and they showed me there. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that Nigeria had clout, that Nigeria had prestige. Nigeria had, people held us in high esteem. I was received on that day, and I had the fastest record in our ministry. When I wrote to my minister to tell her I presented, he said, wow, that's never been known to happen before. How did you do? I said, no, because of Nigeria's position in Africa at that time. So now it pains me when I see or hear that in some African countries, Nigerians, shops and businesses are being locked down, Nigerians are being sent away, plane loads of Nigerians are being turned back, stuff like that. I say, where did we lose it? Where did we lose it? Not only as Nigeria, but as Africans. Where is this xenophobia from? Where is it from? So it is, this book, is very timely. In fact, it's belated. It's late in coming, but better late than never. It's late in coming because things have deteriorated. Things have degraded. It's not how we had it before. This is not what Nigeria, by extension, Africa, this is not the kind of relations we had between us and our neighbors. So it's a deterioration that we need to correct. And that is why this book, which I edited to a certain extent, found that it ticks all the boxes. Ticks all the boxes. And so before I go to my concluding remarks, I would like to give a brief review of the book. This that we are birthing today. We are launching, giving birth to it, sending presentation, sending it to the public, to the wider world. And as the preceding speaker said, it's divided into 263 pages. That's 10 chapters. Book ended by an introduction and a conclusion. Okay, so the introduction is up there and the conclusion is at the back. Of course, each chapter has a reflection point. So Boluwaji tells you what he thinks, what is happening here, and at the end, as a potential leader, he tells you what you should do, what you should be thinking of. Gives you like the guardrails, if you like. This is the path now to toe on this issue. That's the division. Of course, there's bibliography. And when I got the book, the e-copy, I first went to the bibliography. I went to the bibliography. I said, this is not a work of fiction. So this person that is writing this, has he informed himself first? Has he fed himself with knowledge out there before trying to feed me his own? So I went to the bibliography first, and I said, okay, yeah, this guy, yeah, he must know what he's talking about. Okay, so the introduction sets out the problematic, tells you where things are now, how bad things are. That's what the introduction does. And in spite of huge natural resources, in spite of literate, hardworking population, how did we become the poverty capital of the world? How did we? So it's an existential battle that Africa is fighting. Of course, Nigeria, but Nigeria being the giant of Africa, the big brother, people looking up to us, if things are not working in Nigeria, things are really bad. So Africa appears to be waiting for a Messiah, someone to lead us out of this mess, somebody to take us to Niverna. And as Madu, my brother, said, all of us, we are the messiahs. Don't wait for anybody. Don't look behind or forward or up or down. Say, where is the person coming from? You are the person. Look in the mirror. You could be that person if you so desire. If you think that there is need for change, you could be that person. We are waiting for a messiah. Yes. Chinua Achebe said, oh, Africa's problem is out of leadership. Many people have said it. And it's as if we are waiting. Who is going to lead us out of it? You. And what has Boluwaji done? He has given you a manual. You can call it a manual. He has said, look, I've gone through this and this is what we need to do now. Okay, so he starts with the roots. Chapter 1 entitled Roots. What are our antecedents? How did we get here? What are our antecedents? What is in our DNA? What did our forebears leave us? The legacy. He goes and he touches on so many different aspects. You know, the work of a book reviewer is not to let the cat out of the bag. So I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, tell you everything that you say, oh, I already know what's in the book. No, I'm just going to give you a little bit to whet your appetite, and then go look for the book and get more out of it. So this roots chapter is about our antecedents and the things that spoiled things for us, if I may say, events. Slavery, colonialism, they're part of our roots. They adulterated our DNA. Yes. Change our way of life, change everything. Slavery caused suspicion among us, among the tribes, amongst brothers, because it was people that were catching their brethren and selling into slavery because there was a market for it. And after that, colonialism took over, and then, you know, well, Indian culture further adulterated our cultures. What to do, what not to do, brought ideas, religion, everything changed. Chapter 2, he entitles Unity. And he says that unity and social cohesion are critical to peace and progress of any society. Yeah. If you're not united, how can you go in one direction? If you're not united, how can you? Have you seen maybe horses or donkeys going in different directions? Yeah, they are tethered, yes. But one is facing there and the other one is, how can you go in different directions? There can't be unity of purpose. So colonialism created fault lines, created divisions of ethnicism that persist till today. They have methods of ruling us at that time. You know, divide and rule, not all sorts of things. Chapter 3, Lisa, is to affirm and amplify shared values. It's about values. My brother Madu already said that Boluwaji touched on all these aspects. What are our values? We have those values. And a new leader, the potential leader, the Messiah that is coming out, you're going to look for those values and you're going to promote them. That's what you're going to do if you want to stand out, if you want to lead. You have to amplify the shared values amongst the people. Now, chapter 4 is on ideology. He outlines an ideology, and well, ideology is important to the leader. You don't have an ideology, what's guiding you? He mentions Nigeria, APC, PDP, we don't know the difference. Today you are here, tomorrow you are there. How is that possible? How is that possible? Which shows that ideology is not guiding us, or it's not guiding some African countries. At any which way, belle face, as they say. But in insane countries, insane policies, ideology is important. Are you a Republican? Are you a conservative? Are you a Democrat? There are ways you should act. So he says ideology is important to the leader. Chapter 5 speaks of motivation. Of course, motivation is necessary to drive an event. So he says a leader must inspire, must be able to inspire, persuade people. So people must buy into your vision. They have to follow you. They have to follow your ways. They want to be guided by you. To motivate them, persuade them. Otherwise, they go halfway and they stop. Otherwise, you're alone. A leader cannot be alone. You don't have people following you. You cannot get people to on your side to see what you're seeing and to go with you. You're alone. Chapter 6 is on religion. Very important. Very important religion. Because he says it's the basis of morality. Yeah, I've heard it say that Nigerians are very religious. But are they moral? Are we moral? Are we moral? Churches are full, mosques, everybody holy, holy, holy. You can even see some people have marks here showing that they pray several times a day. But in your day-to-day activities, what do you do? What do you do? Do you allow your religion to guide you, to moralize you? But another thing he says about religion, two things he said that really struck me. One, he said that religion evolves. It's not stagnant. It doesn't remain in one spot. It evolves. So we should. We, as Africans, we already evolved in our religious thinking. We started from animism. Some of us are still animists, but we are now moving into foreign religions, Christians, Muslims, espousing ideas that are inherently foreign, but which we have imbibed, which we have adopted. But due to a possibility of extremism, extremist doctrines, Boluwaji is calling for secularism in governance. Let's not put religion ahead, in front. Let it not be the guiding principle. No, it should not be. Religion is important in as far as it teaches us to do right, not to do wrong. We haven't seen a religion that tells you to hate your neighbor. We haven't seen a God that tells you to hate, to kill. So if religion is important in as far as keeps you on the right path, but apart from it, it has no place in governance. No place in governance. Violence is the title of chapter 7, and he tells me that violence is the language of the oppressed. The oppressed people express themselves, their angst, their anger through violence. Now, in Nigeria, violence manifests in so many forms, comes from so many angles. There's religious violence. There's religious violence. There's militancy. People oppressed, they're not reaping from their natural resources. They are marginalized. So they react through violence. We saw what happened last time. Political violence too. Politicians capitalizing on these our fault lines to violate our peace. For pittance, they can hire people and they knock, break, scream, kill, fire, destroy. So he says there's an antidote to violence, he says, and that is eradication of poverty and eradication of injustice. They go hand in hand. And the entrenchment of education. These are the three takeaways I got from that violence chapter. If you want to remove violence, eschew violence in the society, eradicate poverty. They say a hungry man is an angry man. It's true. A man is pushed to the wall, he has to go forward, he has to push against the system. And also eradicate injustice. Because injustice Because don't forget, in the first chapter, he told us that we're endowed with natural resources. We're endowed with natural resources, which means nobody should be poor here. That's what it means. So, as a result of injustice, people are poor. As a result of corruption and fraud, people are poor. We shouldn't be poor. I said, back when, I remember politicians whose motto or mantra was Nigeria has no business with poverty. Yeah, but 20, 30 years ago, Nigeria has no business with poverty. Things were to work well. If we got a good leader, Nigeria would, no Nigerians would be poor. You may not be rich, but you have your daily food, you have a shelter, you have the main things you need to live, to survive. You have free education and all that. And then there's no need to be violent. Chapter 8 deals with leadership. And he says that leadership must be inspirational. Of course. You want people to follow you, that's inspire them. That's inspire them. He says leadership must be intentional. Of course. A leader does not do things waja. No. You have to have a plan, have to have a master plan. A leader must be a visionary. Of course, you must see Niverna. You must see El Dorado before you lead people to it. You must see something better in future and propose it to people. Look, I see something. Remember Martin Luther King? Remember his dream? He had a dream. He had a dream. I can take you to that. That land that I'm seeing, promised land. So a leader must build bridges. We have seen that there are so many fault lines along ethnicism, religion. A leader must build bridges across those divisions. And finally, he said that Africa must raise and mentor leaders. It's overdue. It's late in the day. We are sleeping. Time is passing. Africa has to act. We must raise ourselves as leaders. That is what is really telling us. Don't wait for Africa. Where is Africa? We are Africa. We are Nigeria. What needs to be done? We need to do it. That's what he has proposed here, how to do it. And after leader chapter 9 is the mind. Entitles the 9th chapter, the mind. They say that the leader must win the people's minds. Of course. That's where everything starts from. If you don't convince me, you've lost me. You've lost me. You don't convince me. If I look at you and I see, this is the person that wants to lead me to where? So you have to work on people's mind, convince them by your acts, by your behavior, by what they see. Once you win the mind, then they're going with you. Chapter 10 is the march. The march, a call to set forth, to act. And here he says, make yourself count. Do something. Do something. You have read from introduction to chapter 9. What are you waiting to read again? Do something. Act now. No matter how small, make an impact, make an input. Make yourself count. Even if people are devaluing you, looking down on you, don't devalue yourself. You have something to offer. Make yourself count. And all these small activities, they add up. Mention civic duties, voting. Well, people may be disillusioned and all that, but still we have to keep at it. We have to pay our taxes, even if part of it will end up in a wrong pocket. But you still have to do it. We have to demand accountability. We have to be involved in advocacy. Speak for the silent. Speak for the mute. Speak for the voiceless. We have to do something. Now he concludes with hope. That's the title of the last, or the concluding aspect, the conclusion, hope, which acts back to the title of the book, Reclaiming Hope. And he says we can change the narrative. We can stem the tide. the rot. You don't have to keep going. Everybody's doing it. So yes, I better do it. I will do it. No. No, stop it. Stop. Refuse to go with the flow. And he says it's up to you. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Don't look at your mother, your father, your brother. No. Tell yourself, look in the mirror and say, what is it? Why? When will these things end? There are small things, small issues. Everybody's doing it, and so you join them. People are defrauding government, inflating contracts, or stealing things from the office, and so you join. Tell yourself, no, I can't do it. I won't do it anymore. I used to do, I won't. That's what it requires to stem the rot. And don't forget you have children. Don't forget you have the younger generation looking at you, watching you rip off government, rip off where you work, bringing things from home that your salary, your income does not cover. Where is it from? What are you telling them? What are you teaching your children? What is the message you are telegraphing to them? Oh, it's all right to steal. It's all right to no. So change the narratives. What he's telling us in that chapter. As I said, Boluwaji has covered every aspect. He has led us to the water. Will we drink? Are we going to drink? Because we hear, oh, lead the horse to the water, and another thing, will he drink? Don't force him to drink. So he's not going to force us to drink, but he has laid out the master plan for us. That is why I would say that Reclaiming Hope, this book we are here to launch today, it's more than a book. It's not just any book. It's a master class. It's a master class. As a writer myself, I attend some master classes by renowned authors. You name them, Salman Rushdie, all of them. They have master classes. They tell you what to do, how to write, how to plot. So this is a master class in itself. This book. It's a workshop. It's a workshop. Don't forget, at the end of each chapter, it says reflection points. This is what you think along this line. This is what to do. This is the way forward. It's a leadership manual, an inspirational book for social and societal rebirth. So I would urge parents, schools, principals, you need this copy. You need a copy of this book. Colleges, universities, we need to start retuning our children. It's a book I would recommend any day to activists, politicians. Politicians need this book. They want to be leaders. They want to lead people. They talk of my constituency, my people. But you don't have the material you need. You need this book to tell you how to understand the Nigerian situation from these rules, how we got here. And then, as I said, the guardrails are there. It has provided the way forward, what to do going forward. So, in conclusion, I'd like to ask Boluwaji if he has an e-copy or if he intends to have an e-copy of this book and even an audio copy so that people going to work, they put it and they are listening to it when they're driving to work, when they're doing other things, the person is talking to them, they are speaking because they may not have time to read. Technology has enabled us have various aspects of books. Lot of cartoon copy for kids growing up, so we catch them young. Get a cartoon, simplify it. When I was in school, I used to read the Lamb's Tales of Shakespeare, not the thick, all those ancient language, but the simplified version. So we need a simplified version of this book so that our children in the primary schools, secondary schools can begin to tune in because they are the messiahs. We with them, we are all messiahs. Let's do what we have to do in order to reclaim this hope, make Africa great again for generations unborn. Once more, I thank you, Boluwaji, for this opportunity and for this great honor. And I rest my case.